This is the Andrew Burchett Podcast, Episode 34, the story behind the song, Proof in the Mirror. In February 2009, I was already several songs into a recording project when I decided that it needed a few more songs to make it complete. At that time, I was working with college students and having lots of conversations about our identity as Christians and who God says we are. One day, as I sat at the piano experimenting with some chord progressions, I ended up playing the first few lines of what would become the title track on this project, Proof in the Mirror. Just days after this song was finished being written, it was recorded. Other musicians were coached on how to add drums, bass, guitars, additional vocals. And once I heard all the music together, I knew for sure that this would be the title of the album, Proof in the Mirror. And putting it first would set up every other song that came after it. How did this come about? Well, I was meditating on the concept that God is always with us, showing us His truth. And as I started putting words to the melody I was humming, morning, noon, and night came to mind. I saw a picture in my mind of Jesus sitting in a rocking chair next to my bed. And as I woke up, He said, "I can't wait to surprise you." Within minutes, these phrases were scribbled on my notebook.
As you wake, the morning sun fills the room. I can't wait to surprise you. Every day begins with a moment of truth. You will need it to get through. Let's spend this day together. I'll stay right by your side.
I like the pun with the S-U-N filling the room and the S-O-N filling the room with His presence. And the play on words with a moment of truth that we will need to get through spoke to me. The idea that we need to hear and receive truth constantly. And finally, an invitation to walk with Jesus all throughout the day. That felt like verse 1, so I started working on the next two verses with the same music. Verse 2 goes like this.
Dance with me, or will you let me lead? Show you every move to make. Follow me, and you will finally see the way life is supposed to be. Slide on over. Come on, let's go for a ride.
Here in the middle of the day, I pictured Jesus walking across the room, asking me to dance. Again, it's the invitation that God extends to us constantly. In this case, Jesus asks if we will let Him lead the dance, willing to show us how to live moment by moment. The invitation to follow me is all over the Gospels as He chooses His disciples and promises to show them how to live. And the last phrase here, slide on over, come on, let's go for a ride. It's a picture that I was getting of myself in the driver's seat of this old green pickup truck that I remember being parked down the block from our house. And Jesus inviting me to slide over to the passenger seat because He wants to drive and take me places that I've never been. I can trust Him because He loves me and He knows the road. With two verses in hand but no chorus, several weeks passed before the lyrics for the chorus came to me in a really weird way. I was driving in my old 1991 Land Cruiser and looking into the rearview mirror when the Lord dropped the lyrics to the chorus right into my heart. It happened so fast, I stopped at the next red light at Mangrove and Valambrosia, and I scribbled the words on the only thing that was close by, a small cardboard box, and they were perfect. I never altered the words. They sound like this.
Standing there, looking in the mirror, the proof stares back at you every time. You wonder if I still love you. You are looking and waiting for another sign. Every day I show you what is really true.
In that instant, I pictured a young college student staring in their bathroom mirror, wondering if God still loves them. The Lord's response to them was the proof of His love was staring back at them. Like so many people, they're looking for a sign to prove what is true and if God is still with them. The verses that anchor these thoughts all start with Genesis 1:26, where God says, "We are created in the image of God." And because we're image bearers, what He has created in us is very good. This is clear in the creation account. The first proof of His love is in the magnificent way that He's created us, that His image stares back at us every time we look in the mirror. The Holy Spirit was given to us to lead us into all truth. That's what it says in John 16:13. Jesus made it very clear that He will never leave us or forsake us in Matthew 28, and then it's echoed again in Hebrews 13:5. So the theme is emerging, the promise of proof from God to our hearts. So many people want proof that God is real, that He loves us, that He's present with us. And I believe the greatest proof of our Creator is staring back in the mirror in who He created. The third verse flowed out of thinking about my own children, tossing and turning at night, wrestling in the midst of dreams. It sounds like this.
As you're laying down to sleep tonight, I will remind you of all the ways I loved you here today. How my faithfulness shines through. We'll turn back over. There's a reason left to hide.
In John 14:26, Jesus tells us that the Holy Spirit will bring to mind the words of Jesus. People have difficulty with times of silence, and it can be a scary place to be alone with your thoughts. But as we drift off to sleep, it's a perfect time for God to sing His songs over us. That's what it says in Zephaniah 3:17, that the Lord delights in us and sings over us. He wants to remind us where He loved us that day and where He was faithful. The last line of this verse, "So turn back over, there's no reason left to hide," is an allusion to the shame first felt in the Garden of Eden, where Adam and Eve hid themselves from God. So many times when we rehearse our day when falling asleep, we focus on what we did wrong, how we didn't measure up, how we didn't feel like we're enough, strong enough, smart enough, fast enough, skilled enough, and the list goes on and on. But after God sings His love songs over us, there's no reason left to suffer in shame, but instead we can rest in His love. The bridge is often my favorite part of songwriting, and I have often used it from a literary standpoint as a place to state the truth behind the truth, or to ask the pointed question that needs to be pondered. The bridge differs in timing or chord progression, and it will usually lead you back to the chorus. In this song, I wrote the bridge last as a way for God to give us additional ways that He gives us proof of His love, truth, and His presence in our lives. It is reminiscent of what God lists in Job 38 as proof that He's the Creator and rules over all things. It sounds like this.
I show you what is really true. This is the proof that I am here with you.
So God reveals His purpose behind the music. He asks, Can you see my hand in every part of my creation? This comes from Psalm 19, that God's magnificent design in creation is a reflection of who He is. At the end of the song, I changed up the lyrics then from a rhetorical question of where is the proof that I am here with you to every day I show you what is really true. This is the proof that I am here with you. One of my favorite lines in this song is, "Even in this music I am whispering your name," because it reveals the purpose for the whole music project, and it's another reference to God singing over us. The goal for you and for me is to hear God whispering these things to our heart as we listen to these songs. And so, let me play for you Proof in the Mirror.
As you wake, the morning sun fills the room. I can't wait to surprise you. Every day begins with a moment of truth. You will need it to get through. Let's spend this day together. I'll stay right by your side. Dance with me, or will you let me lead? Show you every move to make. Follow me, and you will finally see the way life is supposed to be. Slide on over. Come on, let's go for a ride. Standing there, looking in the mirror, the proof stares back at you every time. You wonder if I still love you. You are looking and waiting for another sign. Every day I show you what is really true. Where is the proof that I am here with you? As you're laying down to sleep tonight, I will remind you of all the ways I loved you here today, how my faithfulness shines through. So turn back over. There's a reason left to hide. Standing there, looking in the mirror, the proof stares back at you every time. You wonder if I still love you. You are looking and waiting for another sign. Every day I show you what is really true. Where is the proof that I am here with you? It's in the smile of a stranger, the laughter of the little children, the beauty of the painted sunset, the smell of falling rain. Can you see my hand in every part of my creation? Even in this music I am whispering your name. Every day I show you what is really true. This is the proof that I am here with you. And you wonder if I still love you. You are looking and waiting, standing there, looking in the mirror. The proof stares back at you